Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Thursday, the 5th of June 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Right, let's see what we got today. We got this great article here from Brian Doherty, which we'll go over. Another fantastic post from Code and Light. Looking forward to talking about that one. The Phoenix of Bitcoin SV rises. Come on, loving that. We've got Wall Street Bets talking about BSV again, just kind of like, well, he was initially trolling BSVers, going on about suing and stuff, but, we've got a post here from Sailor, which we'll draw his attention to. CoinGeek has written an article saying BSV powered decentralized voting system, so I'm interested in that. We'll have a read of that one. Real World Assets has said breaking nearly 50% of MasterCard's online transactions in Europe are now tokenized. What the hell? Found the article, so we'll just see what that's all about. Got some cracking posts here from CSW. Again, loving sort of trolling grok. Some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then that will be the end of the show. Right, let's get into it.
Greg says he's Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terra node, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go. So Brian Doty said the era of lawful infrastructure has arrived. In the past week, I've published a series of in-depth articles exploring one simple, unavoidable truth. Compliance is no longer a reaction, it's an architecture. We've reached a regulatory inflection point where the cost of uncertainty is outpacing the cost of doing things right. From tokenization to cybersecurity, AI, accountability to stablecoins, the next wave of innovation must be built on verifiable trust by design. Here's what I've been unpacking. Programmable trust, how blockchains that enable compliance, logic, recovery mechanisms, and transparent governance. Governance doesn't really need governance, does it? Because it's a commoditized network. But anyway, we'll lay them off. Aren't just infrastructure, they're the future of lawful digital systems. Functional classification, on-chain auditability, proof-based cybersecurity. From decentralization to declared, what it really takes to qualify as a mature blockchain system in the US, and why architectural decentralization, not marketing narratives, will define regulatory survival under the Dams Bill in Section 43. Don't know about that, but I might actually have to look that one up. The price of permission, a global deep dive into how the EU's markets in crypto assets and the US DAMS FIT21 and UK FCA and Singapore MSA are converging on a new standard compliance as infrastructure. If your blockchain can't be audited, governed, it's not really governed though, is it? It's commoditized, or integrated, it won't be trusted. The common thread, innovation cannot be verified, governed or recovered, won't scale. As regulators evolve, so must the builders. It's not enough to be decentralized, you must be accountable. Well, you need to be commoditized actually. It's not enough to be fast, you must be verifiable. And it's not enough to build tools, we need systems that embed lawful trust at their core. If you're navigating the shifting landscape for digital assets, AI infrastructure or enterprise blockchain, these pieces offer a strategic compass. So we've got programmable trust, from decentralized to declared, and the price of permission. Let's stop the debating whether regulation is coming. It's already here. Well, it's always been there. The only question is, will your architecture be ready? All right, well, let's have a quick look at what we got here. Programmable trust reshaping regulation for a data-driven economy. All right, I might have a look at those. Decentralized to declare, he's on fire. He's on fire. What is a mature blockchain system? Please give me a break. Decentralized governance. It's not governance, it's a commoditization. That's why the protocol is locked. The price of permission. Blockchain's next era of compliance and control. Governance clarity. It doesn't need governance. It's a locked protocol. It's commoditized. It has to be locked. All right, but it's got all these markets in crypto assets and everything. Oh, excellent. That looks like a man inspired. Loving that. Nice one, Brian. Code and Light says here, the Phoenix of Bitcoin SV rises, born from the flames of the Bitcoin wars. BSV ascends, ready to win on merit, not noise. And again, when he says born from the flames of the Bitcoin wars, BSV, what he's referring to is the ticker BSV, because it's just Bitcoin. But he said BSV ascends, ready to win on merit, not noise. Real world use cases will decide the future. Those who build win. Be ready, deliver, lead. Oh, check it out. Check it out. The phoenix of Bitcoin SV rise. Born from the flames of the Bitcoin wars. RSV, I think it's meant to be BSV, ascends, ready to win on merit, not noise. Real world use cases will decide the future. Those who build win. Be ready, deliver, lead. Beautiful. Beautiful. Loving that. Might use that as my thumbnail. So Wall Street Bets has said here, as we continue, decentralization is apparently only bad when someone else is in charge. Exchanges get to pick favors, and yet we still pretend code is law. Oh, pretending code is law. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he's referring to the current civil war again that's going on in BTC, where the shitcoiners with shit for brains are realizing that Core have been lying to them, because Core have actually done a U-turn and they've turned into bigger blockers, which is what all this shit so they basically created their parasitic shitcoin small blockers, and it's their own creation that's now turned against them because they've gone to enlarge the or want to fit more data on chain, which they're calling spamming. So but again, how can it be decentralized when you've got a group of developers literally just charging ahead with doing whatever they want? They haven't figured out that BTC is absolutely centrally controlled because the protocol isn't locked, because these douchebags are changing it left, right and center. So I wonder if that's what Wall Street Bets is on about. And just to drive the nail home on that, when he said pretending code is law, exchanges get to pick favorites, etc. I'd said here, I wonder how Saylor is going to feel when he finds out about SegWit and Taproot. And this was from a quote that Michael Saylor said. He said, I would never buy a penny of a crypto token because they are unregistered securities, which means they're being manipulated in an unethical fashion by a central party. Some people generally don't understand the ethics. It doesn't occur to them that if you change the monetary policy of the token, you have manipulated the value of the token, thereby defrauding investors. Michael Saylor. Like, how is he going to feel when he finds out about SegWit and Taproot and the fact that the legacy address is changed to prove that the protocol has been manipulated? Because he came in after the block size wars. He has no idea what happened in 2017. He's just read the white paper and can't believe that anybody would change it. He has no idea that the chain of signatures doesn't exist anymore. The 1 megabyte block cap wasn't there to start with. It was implemented in 2010. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. What's all these second layer scaling solutions? Absolute BS. He's going to be livid. Absolutely livid. But I just wonder when these other shitcoiners are going to catch on to this. Wall Street Bets also said something else. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, look, he's shitcoining again. Look at all this shitcoining that Wall Street Bets is doing. Shocking. I've not actually looked on his profile, but I mean, makes my eyes bleed with all this crap that he's got on there. I'll just see if I can find the post that I'm actually looking for, where he mentions about this. Oh yeah, actually, I'll just bring up this while we're looking for that particular post. This was by Truth Machine, talking about the delist BSV campaign and everything that's gone on in the past that we know about. So we said, due to the delisting and censorship campaigns against BSV, there is now an imbalance between the large amount of people who know the truth about Bitcoin SV and the suppressed price. Eventually something has to give. Ooh. And I think in response to that, Kobotic Jr. said, I'll stop investing in BSV when lizards sent by the simulation stop fudding BSV. And let's so Wall Street has said here, meanwhile, BSV investors are dusting off the legal textbooks and suing Binance again because in crypto, decentralization just means more people to blame. Like, what? That's not really. I think there was another post I'm trying to find. Can't do this on a live show, where he was going on about how those people are basically suing are just those who missed out on 100x returns and all that kind of stuff, which he's saying sort of like just salty, but he doesn't know what's going on. Actually, just let's get onto this post here from CSW, because he's literally on fire at the moment, loving this. So this was in response to Greg. I don't know if this is Greg Maxwell. It might well be. 10.8k followers. He'd said, here we go. What do you call the Bitcoin nodes that don't mine? Do you acknowledge that they exist? Right. And that the vast majority of connections made by SPV wallets are those non-mining nodes. It doesn't matter whether the white paper acknowledges the existence of non-mining nodes. CSW is fired back saying, you're confusing terms you don't understand. Nodes in Bitcoin are defined explicitly in the white paper. They are miners, not full nodes, not listening nodes, not some Reddit rebranding of important people running Raspberry Pis. If it doesn't mine, it isn't a node. It's a wallet, that's all. You can claim SPV wallets connect to these non-mining nodes. Nonsense. Empirical research, including a paper I co-authored, shows SPV wallets connecting primarily to miners. Miners are the source of truth, not your feel-good idea of community validators. These so-called nodes you idolize don't propagate anything that matters. They don't decide consensus. They don't even enforce rules. They're not part of the protocol, except as freeloaders. And that last bit, it doesn't matter whether the white paper acknowledges the existence of non-mining nodes, ? It matters more than your feelings. If the foundational document defines the system one way, you don't get to rewrite it retroactively to match your blog-fueled hallucinations. You can't argue protocol with people who built the protocol using posts from people who didn't understand it then and still don't now. Well, I think it's nefarious. I think they fully understand it. That's why they changed it. What you're left defending is a fantasy network built on misunderstood buzzwords and technical illiteracy. A wallet is not a node. A node mines, full stop. And Greg said, to a casual observer, I can see how I might look like you are making invalid points. You don't have a reference to the paper you mentioned. Oh, funny. Funny. Yeah, so let's see what CSW's response was. He said, you asked what to call a Bitcoin node that doesn't mine. That's easy. It's not a node, it's a wallet, period. You can scream, stamp, rage against the white paper, but the definition is right there. A node is defined as a miner. There are no non-mining nodes. They're wallets. They don't contribute to the network consensus, they don't validate blocks, and they don't make any decisions. They listen, that's all. Then you make the absurd claim that the vast majority of SPV wallets connect through these non-mining nodes. BS. That's a technical term, by the way. Published research, yes, including one that I co-authored, has shown that the majority of SPV clients connect directly to mining nodes. The DNS seeds mostly return miners. Sure, wallets might also get to connect to these so-called nodes, i.e. other wallets, but they don't need to, and they don't get truth from them. They're not authoritative. So your argument collapses. It's just noise dressed up in jargon. And that last line, it doesn't matter whether the white paper acknowledges the existence, ? Really? That's the line you're going with. You just discarded the foundational document of the protocol because it's inconvenient to your Twitter tantrum. This isn't a debate. It's a computer science. You don't get to vote your way around definitions. So stop pretending you're an expert when you can't even define what a node is. I'd say that I think they're doing it intentionally. It's nefarious, is what I personally think. Yeah. Let's have a look at CoinGeek. So let's have a look at this one then. BSV powering decentralized voting systems. That's what we want. Well, it should be common voting systems, But anyway. In an era where trust in electoral processes and governance systems is increasingly fragile, the need for a transparent, secure and verifiable voting mechanism has never been more critical. BSV, a blockchain designed to scale and fulfill Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of peer-to-peer electronic cash system, offers a groundbreaking solution for decentralized voting systems. By leveraging its immutable ledger, high transaction throughput, and low-cost transactions, BSV can revolutionize voting from global elections to niche micro democracies like decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, and local cooperatives. This article explores how BSV addresses the challenges of traditional voting systems, its unique advantages for niche voting applications, and its potential to reshape democratic processes. Definitely need that. The crisis in traditional voting systems. Traditional voting systems, whether paper-based or electronic, face persistent vulnerabilities. Centralized databases are prone to hacking, as seen in the 2016 US election interference concerns. While paper ballots can be lost, manipulated, or miscounted, transparency is often lacking, with citizens unable to independently verify results. In niche contexts like corporate governments or community organisations, inefficiencies in vote tallying and disputes over legitimacy further erode trust. There is a growing public demand for systems that ensure every vote is provable and untouchable. Centralized digital voting platforms, while convenient, introduce risks of censorship and control. Governments or corporations managing these systems can suppress votes, alter records, or exclude participants based on arbitrary criteria. These challenges are particularly pronounced in micro-democracies, small-scale governance structures like DAOs, neighbourhood councils, or worker cooperatives, where frequent low-stake votes require cost-effective, secure solutions. BSV's decentralized architecture and technical capabilities position it as an ideal platform to address these issues, offering a level of transparency and security that traditional systems cannot match. BSV's technical edge for voting systems. BSV's design makes it uniquely suited for voting applications. Absolutely. Its unbounded block size, reaching 4 gigabytes in recent tests, enables massive transaction throughput, with the BSV infrastructure team reporting 1 million transactions per second on the Terranode upgrade. This scalability ensures that BSV can handle the high volume of votes required for national elections or frequent micro votes in DAOs without network congestion or delays. Unlike blockchains like Ethereum, which face high gas fees through Pooper limits, BSV's low transaction fees, often below below 0.1%, make it economically viable for small-scale, high-frequency voting. Yeah. You know the rest of it. Awesome. Loving that. Just want to crack on with the rest of the show. Real World Asset Watchlist said breaking nearly 50% of MasterCard's online transactions in Europe are now tokenized. Alright, well, let's have a look at this article here then. So I presume that's an abbreviation. PYMNTS is payments. So MasterCard tokenization in Europe nears 50%. When a shopper whips out their credit card to buy something online, they can feel a lingering worry. Will my card's number get stolen by hackers or otherwise misused? That's why Tokenized, a process that hides your 16-digit number from a merchant and instead uses a separate computer-generated number saved on your mobile phone or smartwatch or stored with a retailer, is the next frontier of ensuring security when paying. MasterCard said Tuesday, June 3rd, that nearly half of all of its online transactions in Europe are now tokenized. The payment giant unveiled the milestone exactly 1 year after, outlining its plan to phase out manual card entry and achieve 100% tokenization by 2030. That'll be their CBDC, but they want in. The process lets consumers avoid exposing their sensitive account details, preventing a fraudster from using your credit card or nefarious purposes. MasterCard said that tokenized transactions in Europe, encompassing methods like secure card on file, click to pay, and digital wallets, have seen a 1/3 increase in the past year. The company's strategy of driving the adoption of safer transactions is gaining ground as growing numbers of e-commerce markets, flood delivery services, and financial institutions across the continent embracing new standards and solutions. A major component of this growth is merchant tokenization, specifically known as secure card on file. By replacing statistic card numbers stored by merchants with dynamic merchant-specific tokens, helps to reduce fraud and improve approval rates. The result, enhanced security for shoppers and fewer fraud-related losses for businesses. Another tokenization method, Click to Pay, is also playing a crucial role in simplifying the online checkout experience. The service, now used in 26 European markets, allows consumers to make purchases online without manually entering their card details each time. Often using pre-saved tokenized credentials, MasterCard said that the consumer sign-ups for Click to Pay have more than doubled over the past year. In other tokenization news, fintech platform Aiden launched a collaboration with Japanese payment brand credit card issuer JCB. Payments reported in May. This service aims to bolster the security of credit card transactions for e-commerce merchants. E-commerce transactions are growing rapidly, and alongside this growth, fraudulent transactions due to card information breaches are also increasing, said a TAC, can't pronounce that one, wannabe, executive officer and head of brand infrastructure headquartered at JCB. In response to this trend, it is important to reduce the risk associated with data breaches through COF tokenization and improve our customer payment experience by keeping card information up to date. Wow. All right. Well, again, tokenization and all this kind of stuff. All this can only really exist on the BSV network. This is why Visa, MasterCard, they will all be moving to BSV and run their digital services on it, because it's the only way to secure data, literally. That's going to be quite exciting. I know we looked at one of CSW's tweets earlier, but just got one here. 21 minutes gone already. Yeah, I mean, he's having a whale of a time here, like, talking about Humpty Dumpty and all that. This is one I wanted to go through. He said, so Greg, when 51% of the miners include a transaction that you believe is double spend, how exactly do you validate that? How do you reject it? What do you do? What role does your node actually play in protecting the network from those big bad miners who might swoop in and snatch your precious little numpty transactions? Please walk me through it. From the view of your mummy, I love you, can I be a big boy node now? Setup, show us all you've done, show us how you've done anything. And when the dust settles, tell me which chain you follow, the one you think is correct or the one that actually gets built. Because if you're just following the longest chain anyway, like everyone else, then what the F has your sad little pretend full node actually achieved? So following the longest chain anyway. Well, the longest proof of work maybe, but certainly if the longest chain is the one with the most data on it, which is what BSV has got. Yeah, if you're just following the longest chain, it could be just a fraudulent chain that they made because they're telling people not many use it. So it's the chain with the most usage on it that will eventually become the longest chain. Oh, what's this? The ice baths are now set at 4 degrees Celsius, and I must admit that it's effing cold. The difference between when I started at 6 and now at 4 is absolutely noticeable. I don't sound like much, just 2 degrees, but it changes the experiences entirely. Oh, sounds like he's getting, sounds like he's on a health kick, taking these cold baths. Woo! There's so much stuff. So much stuff. I'd love to keep up with everything, but I just can't. I haven't got the intellectual capacity all the time. It's crazy. Let's get 365 days of Bitcoin history. We missed out yesterday. 4th of June, Executive Order 11110 was issued by US President John F. Kennedy on June 4th, 1963. The Executive Order amended Executive Order 10289, dated September 17, 1951, by delegating to the Secretary of the Treasury the President's authority to issue silver certificates under the Thomas Amendment of the Agricultural Adjustment Act, as amended by the Gold Reserve Act. Wow. So 4th of June 1963. So I mean, this is again why they had to get rid of him. JFK, I mean, so that was issued that on June 4th, 1963. Let's see. Let's put JFK. When was he murdered? November 22nd, 1963. Look at that. He died 22nd November 1963, aged just 46. Just 46. But that would explain it. So look, he issued that on the 4th of June 1963. Wow. Under the Thomas Amendment, yeah. By delegating to the Secretary of Treasury the President's authority to issue silver certificates. So that's another one going up against the central banks. Going up, so he issued to the Secretary of the Treasury the President's authority to issue silver certificates. Oh, wow. No coincidence that they got rid of him in November of that year. Holy shit. Holy shit. We're now the 5th of June. So the 5th of June 2011, we just got some posts here from Bitcoin Talk. But tomorrow, the 6th of June, on the 1944, on the 6th day of the 6th month, 6:15 a.m. In 1944, the D-Day landings took place. That was like one final massacre, you know, one kind of like, what do they call it, sacrifice to their gods, you know, before the Bretton Woods Agreement came in and then they stopped the war. That's sickening when you really know what's going on. Oh, whoa. Anyway, there we go. That's a 25-minute show. We'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, if you enjoyed these updates, please ding your donations for appreciation to either Satoshi@Semi.com, Handcash.io, RockWallet.me, Simply.cash, Relasia.com or Senti.ch. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ago you got SegWit, which we lied and cheated and stealed, and I was part of the lying and cheating and stealing to get SegWit, to get Lightning, which by the way had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money.
The king still has one more move.